Merry Christmas, everyone. Yakunami Ninja here. We're about to, my family, by the time this video goes out, most people this morning on Christmas Day will have opened up their presents. But I was inspired as my children were waking up. They're teenagers now. They don't come running as early as they did when they were little. And we're about to enjoy our opening our stockings. This is the Ninja, as you could tell with all the trains. Uh, I was inspired to give you a lesson, a life lesson that I learned a long time ago, but it has just really reverberated. It's really just been an impactful part of my life throughout Christmas, and that is people, how they open presents is how they view money. And I'm going to tell you a story. But first, I'm going to share with you my family's tradition of opening presents. My parents did not have a lot of money. With me growing up, three children, and my mother was always trying to stretch a dollar. And so she would be shopping at the dollar stores and everywhere she could with the small amount of money she had. She tried to buy us the most gifts. And bless her heart, she did a great job. And one thing that my both of my parents instilled in us and our family tradition, and I'd love to hear what your family tradition is too, is that we opened our presents very slowly, very slowly. We would pay attention. Each person would get a present, and then we would focus on one person. And that person would either have to guess their present, or we would talk to that person, engage that person, and allow them to open their present. And then when they open the present, we'd all be able to talk about it, ask questions, and really focus on that one present. And the next person couldn't open the present until we were done, you know? And it took a long time. As a matter of fact, it would take so long, we would take a break and we would go and have brunch or breakfast. Then we would come back. And my parents tried to instill in me the value of what that present is, and that it took a lot of time and effort, thought, money to go into that present. Growing up, I learned the value of a dollar very fast, how hard it was to earn it. I had my first job when I want to say I was 13 years old, 12 years old at a hardware store, my first tax paying job. And I learned very early on what it was like to save my own money, earn my own money. As a matter of fact, I saved up. I thought I was buying my own bicycle. My dad had me save up for my first, big BMX bike. He just took the money, unbeknownst to me, and put it in my savings account. But I learned the value of saving up for something I really wanted badly, and that led me through my life now. Now, let me tell you about the lesson that I learned when I was married. I got married and I started having children. I learned very quickly. I was thrust into, you know, really manhood, and not only taking care of myself, but taking care of others, right? Taking care of a family. So I was working very hard. I was saving. I was trying to build a future for my family. And I started to notice other people as we would go over to other family members' homes, or other friends' homes, let's say, that didn't think the same way I did about money, right? They were either paycheck to paycheck, they never had anything, it was never enough in life kind of attitude. I started to notice how they opened up their presents. And one year, I remember being literally mortified. I know it sounds crazy, but I was mortified, but it was because my children's reaction. We went to uh, some family's house and opened up presents one day, and they had all these amazing gifts, lavish gifts of presents. I mean, it's just stacked almost to the ceiling, it felt like. In my family, we didn't have a lot of presents. We'd give a handful of presents. We had a small budget, because we were always working to pay off our home and go on vacations, right? And I remember all of the presents got doled out. My children were given a present, and then all of the other children were given their presents, and they had, like, five, or I don't remember how many. They literally said, "Go." And it was like out of a movie. I'd never seen anything before. Paper getting flown and thrown into the air, rip a present open, scream what it is, run to the next one, open it up. And we're talking about, like, I don't know, six children, seven children. And it was all done in a matter of, I'm not joking, 30 seconds. As the paper literally came slowly down, floating down to the ground, all you saw was a bunch of items. All you saw was brand new stuff all over the room. A lot of chaos, a lot of yelling, and it was over. And the look on my children's face, I'll never forget it. Their mouths were just open. They looked at me like, what just happened? And the most amazing thing happened later that day as we got into the car and we were driving away. And my kids both said to me and my wife, we're so happy that you take your time at Christmas. It didn't feel like there was any value there. They said it felt cheap. It felt fast. Nobody cared. I taught my children the value of wrapping a present and putting time into it. You know, treat the package as well as what you thought of the person. And present it in a way. And I started realizing after I really thought about that one day, I started looking at how people open their gifts. And now it sounds so funny, so simple. But people that value money, not in a greedy way, but people that understand the hard work that went in to make a dollar, treat that dollar with more respect, which means they invest it better. It stretches further. They can make more with it. And I want to tell you, I just want to, my heart just this morning before we started our presence, I asked, let me make a video because I feel inspired. If you don't have a lot of money out there, but you understand the value of the money, and this Christmas year that it took a lot for you to go out and get gifts, cherish that. Have a sense of pride in that, and take the time. With your children, if you're in a position where you never have enough, you don't have enough money, there's always another bill. Look at the psychology of something as simple as this, and perhaps next year, take the time and focus on the person opening it, talk about it, laugh, enjoy the time, then move on to the next one. I know it sounds so funny, but when it comes to finance and saving money and building wealth, a lot of it is patience and the understanding of what it took to get where you are. And once you have that understanding and patience, then you are able to tackle the next financial deal in life and the next one and the next one. And you're going to continue to go from a win to a win to a win. And something as simple as how we open our presents in the morning. I know it sounds so funny, but I think this is going to really speak to some people today. Um, Maybe the difference next year of how you deal with the entire Christmas season. Remember, it took a lot of work to get where you are. It took a lot of work to even buy these presents. And it shouldn't be dealt with hastily, fast. It's something to cherish and enjoy with your family and your friends. I hope you guys got something out of this. With that being said, the Economic Ninja is saying Merry Christmas.